Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of News Dabs with Jimmy Young, now reporting for the Pro Cannabis Media Group and ProCannabisMedia.com. Every week we look for the most interesting stories about the emergence of the cannabis industry. We focus on our home state of Massachusetts with stops along the way in New York and the promised land of Israel. So we will start here in the Metro West of Boston. That's where Garden Remedies, a longtime medical dispensary in my hometown of Newton, opened up their doors to adult use sales over the Memorial Day weekend.
Hi, welcome to Garden Remedies. Are you here for the adult use today?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Could I see your ID?
Yes, you can. So you make an appointment, you show an ID like a driver's license, fill out a form that basically says you are an adult, you'll use it responsibly, and you will not hold anyone liable for any side effects you might endure. Then you head into the dispensary where there are 4 windows for adult use and a designated single window for medicinal patients. Garden Remedies has also introduced a new system of sorting out the different strains of cannabis that they offer, changing from the actual names of the strain to the resultant effects. So from Flow OG to Focus, from ChemDog to Relaxation. Still, appointment-only sales does hold the crowd down to a steady flow rather than customer lines and traffic issues.
Absolutely a nice turnout for today. It was really great.
Are you guys going to be appointment only forever, or are you working on something else?
We will be appointment only. Indeed, we will. This is part of the town of Newton, as actually would like us to do the appointments, and it's actually worked out really well for us.
Garden Remedies is located at 697 Washington Street in Newton, with another medicinal facility in Melrose and one soon to be opened in Marlborough. So that brings the total of adult use dispensaries to 19 in Massachusetts. And what better time than now to check the Bay State Cannabis Sales Tote Board. There's an interesting development this week with average sales in Massachusetts up to just over $1 million per day. Total for the past week up to $8,412,771. Since adult use sales began in November 2018, over $130 million of cannabis has been sold to adults. Now a disturbing comment about the opening of Garden Remedies, who's using an online system for making appointments. Now, there's a lot of dispensaries that do that, especially in the beginning. So this system, though, is controlled online. And that means it's pretty easy to hack into. Now, I heard rumors, these are only rumors, that there are some people out there in this new world of weed who are taking advantage of setting up appointments and then either not showing or canceling them at the last minute. Now, if that is true, I ask you, to what purpose, people? You think you're really cutting down onto the opportunity to hold down adult use sales? It's the first day of the rest of your life, people, so get a life, will you? In sports, we call that Bush League tactics. Is this business as usual in cannabis? People have waited decades for the efforts that the pro-cannabis movement has finally gotten to this point where we're almost normalized. A few money-grabbing capitalists are going to ruin it for the rest of the industry. So just stop. Have some class. One thing that is not stopping in the cannabis industry is the research into the medicinal uses of the product. Israel continues to be one of the international leaders into research and development. Now, thanks to a change in their laws, Israelis will have an easier time of obtaining the medicinal version of the product, erasing some of the barriers and bureaucratic steps in order to gain access to the product. Back here in Massachusetts, the Cannabis Control Commission has officially approved the sale of Sira Naturals to Cannabis Strategies Acquisition, a Toronto-based investor group. No details on the size of that deal yet. Worcester could become the biggest and most welcoming cannabis community on the East Coast. Not only will the Cannabis Control Commission in Massachusetts be based there, but 6 special permits for adult use stores now had 0 opposition in any of the public hearings so far. How about that? Welcome weed to Worcester. The American Journal of Psychiatry published a study about the effects of using CBD to counter the physical and mental cravings of opioid and heroin addicts. That study concluded that CBD significantly reduces cravings and anxiety in addicts with no serious adverse effects. Now, it's the athletes' turn to take on the worldwide doping ban of CBD products. This past week, former NFL player Chris Long, whose father Howie grew up in Charlestown, Massachusetts, Chris Long admitted to using weed throughout his career to combat pain and avoid the use of opioids. Now, the league has started to investigate alternative pain therapies, including the use of cannabis with or without THC. On top of that now is a group of 150 current and former athletes who have petitioned WADA, or the World AntiDoping Agency, to eliminate cannabis from the Banned Substances Act, or list for this case. Another example of why it's a whole new world of weed out there. For the Pro Cannabis Media Group and ProCannabisMedia.com, I'm Jimmy Young, and now our list of cannabis-friendly community events for the next few weeks.